So I came across one of the videos of someone bitching about the wokeness of X-Men 97, which is just fantastic.
And we can't have nice things, not today, not in current modern day, as the X-Men 97 trailer released, and upon first glance, hey, it looked pretty good, right? Not bad. Well, as we dig deeper, of course, the woke ideology seeps itself into this, as they even make Morph non-binary.
Not non-binary?
You know, that fake gender that just recently sprouted up.
Yep, totally a new gender identity there. It's definitely not 3,000 plus years old of gender fluid people existing. No, that's crazy talk.
Let's go ahead and dive into the video. So if you haven't watched the trailer, I'm not going to share it here because I don't want to get copyright and all that kind of stuff, but it actually looked pretty cool aside from like Storm having that generic side shaved lesbian haircut.
Okay, I will say that Storm didn't have the mohawk throughout the entire animated series originally, so I'll give you that. But the mohawk isn't something new. They didn't just sprout the mohawk on her. She had that first in 1983 in the comics, so that's nothing new here.
But, you know, it's like, okay, this might be good. Well, then I made this tweet. I said the trailer looks great. But then you see this. I don't trust that there won't be more woke stuff thrown in. I guess we'll see. So then you have the Daily Bugle here. They have a mutant fashion show. And as you can see, there's a burqa because for some reason it's woke. It's progressive to put women in burqas.
I think it's you all saying it's woke to wear those things, but it's more of a woman's choice to wear those things in this certain atmosphere. Yes, there are places where women are forced to. That's not being denied here. But when women choose to wear it, it's their choice to do so. And it shows the variety of mutants out there and the variety of religions that mutants may have. But you go on.
Okay, so you have that, and then you got a bunch of queer looking stuff here. Okay, and this is a cartoon that children watch. So of course, this was just, you know, when I saw this, it's like, okay, this is just a little hint. If they throw this in there, this is going to be, they try to make the trailer, apart from this little part that most people didn't even notice because it just flies through in a second. Apart from that, it's like, okay, this looks like it was meant to appease the old school 90s cartoon X-Men fans, right?
I mean, if the name of it, X-Men 97, didn't give that away, I don't know what will.
I grew up watching the X-Men cartoon, loved it. Cyclops was my favorite character. So it's like, okay, wow, this is giving me nostalgia, right? Wrong, it's a bait and switch. So as we see here, the X-Men updates say Morph's characterization in X-Men 97. This is a lighter take on the character who is non-binary and has an interesting buddy relationship with Wolverine. That's sus. Some people were questioning the source, but it is real right here. When you read Morph's little blurb right there, that is actually real. So that's a thing.
The fact that Morph and Wolverine have always had a close relationship has escaped you all, or you just choose not to educate yourselves on the story and just want to be mad because you hear non-binary and relationship with Wolverine and your minds just explode.
And of course, a bunch of people were raging in the comments. Oh, the X-Men's always been queer. Oh, they've always been queer. Oh, it's an allegory for queer people, queer and black people, which for some reason they lump black people into gay and queer stuff as if there's a comparison when there's not. Why are you lumping black people with gay and queer people?
Marvel has always been and always will be a reflection of the world right outside our window. That world may change and evolve, but the one thing that will never change is the way we tell our stories of heroism. Those stories have room for everyone, regardless of their race, gender, religion, or color of their skin. The only things we don't have room for are hatred, intolerance, and bigotry.
You know, yes, it absolutely started out about civil rights and mainly the civil rights of Black people. But people involved in the civil rights movement were doing it for Black people as well as other marginalized groups like gay, lesbian, trans, non-binary. Like it's all together because they're all minorities in this country that are looked down on and abused and have laws written against them.
It makes no sense. It's insulting. And this is the reason why they do it, is because they have absolutely no validity. The whole queer cult have no validity and trying to be, oh, I'm oppressed, oh, poor me. And so they want to piggyback off of what Black people went through in the past, which, mind you, I don't think these days that racism is a widespread issue in the U.S. Against Black people. There's always going to be some anomaly racist people out there, but it's definitely not the popular opinion to be racist against Black people. But it is approved, culturally, socially approved, to hate on white people all the time, but that's another discussion.
There it is. There it is. There's the, it's okay to hate white people though. Now we could go down the line of the statistics and everything about how racism is still very much a thing in our culture. But anyone watching this that knows racism still exists, knows those things. And anyone who's oblivious to racism still existing is just going to let that go through one ear and out the other, because that's just what they do. If I don't see it, I don't believe it. Let's just ignore all the laws that have been put into place in states against trans people in this country. Let's just ignore the fact that trans children are being beaten to death in schools and police are doing nothing about it until they actually die, and then they may write a report. Let's forget those things, right?
So I made a tweet here. I said the X-Men were not queer. Y'all can't create anything worth a toss. So you try to corrupt what already exists, just like Satan himself.
The first gay X-Men character, North Star, was created in the 80s, but there was a ban on talking about gay in comics. So he wasn't written in as gay until 1992, still well before X-Men 97 came out. But go on.
All of that LGBT stuff, it is not of God. Okay? It is evil. It is sin. And not that I think every single person who is gay or whatever is an evil person, but they are corrupted and they are demonically oppressed and they are in the trenches of sin, just like straight people who are living promiscuous lifestyles are also in the trenches of sin.
If you're really worried about the trenches of sin, you probably shouldn't be reading or watching anything X-Men or anything comic book superhero related anyways, because that goes against God. That's basically making other deities out of these superheroes. So maybe just not involve yourself with comic books anymore or their movies and TV shows.
The only things we don't have room for are hatred, intolerance, and bigotry.